just been walking down this road, which is called Milford Street, and it's in Bedminster. And the amazing thing about this road is that my great-great-grandfather was living here around about 1901 or that sort of time. And it's amazing when you come and explore the history and the roots that you have sometimes. And my family lived in Bristol quite a long time, but it goes back, my family history goes back to this area incredibly far back. So what's your inheritance? What's your origins? Where have you hailed from, as they say? Where are your roots? Sometimes those are easy roots to cope with and deal with. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes these areas now are quite pleasant places to be, but probably a bit tougher in those days. That was over about 120 years ago, so a long time. So we all have our roots, our origins. We all have a place where we've come from, and our inheritance is very important. And one of the things that the Bible talks about is how God gives us an inheritance. The book of Ephesians in the Bible talks so much about our inheritance, and it says in Ephesians 1, "Blessed be the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, who has given us every spiritual blessing in heavenly places." It's amazing. It starts to unpack the inheritance that we have, what we've inherited, coming into his family, sonship. And Romans 8 talks about the spirit of adoption, how we come and we're brought into his family, and we receive so much more in that new family that God brings us into. So what's the inheritance that you've received? Maybe it's a good one. Maybe previous generations it wasn't always a good one. Things that happened in your family that weren't so easy, things that you're really glad to have heard about and understood, and things which perhaps were quite negative ones as well. But God gives us a new inheritance, way better than anything that your family will pass down to you, way better than anything that we might have received from previous generations, because God's the eternal one. It says in the French, l'éternel, the eternal one is one of his names, his characteristics, and so his promises are from everlasting to everlasting.